Damn dude, hat tight as shit. Just left this gym, man, and I'm gonna start doing the music again in a minute. Hopefully they don't report me. They probably will, man. We're gonna have a good live today, though. Let me share this on different avenues and shit like that. But one of the main things that we're gonna get into today.
You gotta be kidding me, man. This
Y'all forgive me. My Browns news popped on. Of course, Deshaun Watson not playing the rest of the season, fractured shoulder. Totally unexpected, but it is what it is. We still gonna win this Super Bowl. We gotta do what we gotta do. What's going on, Juan? Oh, trying to get all this stuff together, man. Man, it's a lot of, as I share this, I'm gonna tell y'all because I'm not looking up, so if I miss you, what's going on, Andrew? I'm doing all right, man. I get to see my babies here shortly. So it's, what's going on, TS Valley? Justin. It's a beautiful thing, though. I get to see the babies here in a minute. I'm about to be all the way turned up. You know, a great thing about being a grandpa is you can do shit that you wouldn't do with your own kids. So, I can go ahead and spoil her to death. Don't have to be mad at her or nothing. What's going on, Slim? It's all good. And if y'all got, social media or whatever, y'all can share this thing. I just wanted to do it to one. What's going on, Barry? Hey, Barry, did you ever send me an email? tbkcdogs@gmail. If you did, I'm going to have to look in the spam because it might have spammed you. But what's going on, Tyrone? Man, this is the developments. I'm going to jump right into it because, y'all forgive me. I know I'm just leaving the gym. That's why I'm looking so rough. I got to get me a little bit of cake on my stomach. If not, I'd be feeling sick as shit. Walmart, hate to have to advertise for Walmart, but they got these one little banana breads. What's going on, Robert? My grandkids call me Q-Paw. They can't call me nothing yet because they ain't old enough, but I'm the Q-Paw. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They see me and they light up. I don't know why. They must know who I be. I come through and they lighten up. But yeah, okay, that's probably me. Well, I'll probably get some more of this cake in a minute. Okay, thanks, Barry. Thanks. Yeah, send it over again, and I just check spam. It might have spammed you just because it's UK. But whoa. I'm gonna tell y'all what. What's going on, Larry? I'm gonna drop my damn cake. Y'all see that? Man, Justin, you said dropping litters over there? Hey, shit. Real American bullies back at it. Send me some pictures. I'm always interested. Man, this week has been crazy, right? It's been crazy, and it's been, what's going on, Craig Campbell? Much love. Scotland in the house. I hope I get over there real soon, man. Real soon. I ain't told y'all this, but things have been going great in many respects. I won't give y'all all the names, but I'll tell you. It's been a surprising week or so. I'm talking about guys who may not like each other, guys who haven't talked for a long time, just guys, right? All getting together. It is the strangest thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got a little land out here, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot, about an acre, but hold on, what? Okay, I'm sorry, I was taking the case off. I'm sorry, I froze. Yeah, I got a little land. I'm actually next year I want to get to looking into more land. It's actually a place that I'm going to be looking at. I know it's off topic. A place that I'm going to be trying to maneuver with here after the first of the year. It has 10 acres, and it's more so like if we can get it together, maybe build a pole building, set up an office, set up all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Hey Jay, this is my thing, man. Look, and you'll help me transition. Then I'll talk about this. First of all, this is what I say about them. Fuck them, because it's. I was just talking to Justin, right? And the thing of it is it's a thing of the Donald Trump thing, right? And I've broken this down to y'all in many ways, and after a while, I just hope everybody totally catches up. Did Denzel look like a pit bull? Did Mandela look like a pit bull? No, Mandela does not look like a pit bull. Does Odell look like a pit bull? They look like American bullies, am I correct? Tommy definitely looks like an American bully. Y'all just seen Chubb. Looks like an American bully, doesn't he? I put up a picture of, what's his name? Pretty Boy. Looks like an American bully. Now, TS Valley, I'm trying to get some serious land, though. I'm trying to build an office and everything, like have all my stuff at once. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jay. Like, I've set the tone for bully. I don't try to be arrogant, but I've set the tone for bully. I could keep on naming off dogs. Messiah, 100+ pound dog, grand champion, won that in a few shows. Does he look like an American bully, or does he look like a pit bull? Out of all of my dogs, who actually looks like a pit bull? That's the funniest part. Ganman, although is leaner and more shredded, wouldn't look like a pit bull. He just looks like a shredded American bully. What's going on, T. Reynolds? You know what I mean? So you have Tommy, you have Chubb, you have Odell. I put up some of the bitches that I have. They don't look like pit bulls. A couple of them are a little more terrier, if you ask me, but I like that. But throughout my history and the dogs that I've produced, and the dogs that my studs have produced, the dogs that I put up, they look like American bullies, dog. That's what I'm saying. My dogs are big. My dogs carry size. My dogs just don't look like, you know what I mean? They just don't look like bulldogs. So the problem is this, and this is what I'm telling y'all, is that propaganda is a motherfucker. Just like I've always been called for the last 10 years. Y'all seen it just as recently as a guy just said that Slim, I don't even know if Ganman is dead. That's the crazy part, because somebody said he was dead, then his owner just, I don't know. I got to double check on this, because if he died, he just recently died, which would have made him right around 10 years old. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's dead, because his owner was just talking about him and talking about doing some more stuff with him. So I haven't been able to get on top of it. But the funniest thing is like all of these dogs that I produce, this is the Jedi mind trick that these guys play. If y'all ever notice, they talk shit about me, but they don't want to talk about Tommy. They don't mention Tommy, right? They won't mention Tommy. I went on a 10-year period. Mandela's old now. But if y'all notice, Mandela is never a part of their conversations. You know why? Because Mandela is a pocket that's bigger than all of their dogs. Mandela at his highest weight was on the vet scale at 108 pounds. Mandela, we did it in front of everybody, myotaped at just shy of a 27-inch head. The biggest that his head got to, and he was fuller then, so now he's still a 26, but you're losing cheek mass and all that. But he was at 27 and a quarter, 26 and a quarter. The dog has bone like me. The dog is massive like me. So they don't talk about Mandela. You know why? Because Mandela also has very, very good structure. If they do bring up something, they bring up something that I talk about, that he's slightly cowhawk. That's his one big issue, besides the fact that I wish his skin was tighter. And if you've seen pictures of him, like I just posted a picture, his skin wasn't no loose, droopy skin. It's just he has wrinkles. I don't like wrinkles. I like my stuff pulled tight. But they won't talk about Mandela. Now think about what kind of position and predicament this puts me in. They say I didn't produce Denzel when everybody knows I produced Denzel. So when they're talking about me, what they usually do is, oh, they started this big lie. Marco comes on here, even when that idiot was on here talking, and Marco's like, yeah, dog, he produced a dog. What are you talking about? They still keep going. You know what I mean? how can you win in these situations? This is Donald Trump like shit where we don't have to talk about the truth. We can just keep on going and going and going and making up lies, and we know that somebody will believe them, and that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? You talk about Denzel's brother Biggie. That's not a pit bull. That's a 120 something plus pound dog. Very, very well put together. If you talk about his other brothers Rome and Jordan, very well put together, very thick dogs. I can keep going on down the line. Some of the dogs that the boys have produced, like Bolo. Bolo was damn near extreme. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not a pit bull. You look at Vin Diesel, definitely not a pit bull. You know, you go down the line of dogs over and over and over again. It's not pit bull type dogs. Some of the more recent productions that I put up, it's not. You know what I mean? It is what it is, Josh. It's not getting political. It's just being real. We all know what Trump is. Trump's a fucking liar. He lies all day. He's literally got checked for lying. All he does is lie. It's a magical tactic when you talk about most politicians. Is the facts don't matter to most politicians. Donald Trump is just taking it. Baby. Donald Trump is just taking it to the ultimate level. That's why I compare the bully world to it. When you can just say things and say things and say things and say things. The key when you do this is this, right? You have an understanding. Yes, Odell is a Mandela son. You know what I mean? I've doubled up. You know what I mean? Now, boy, if you change up, what's going on, no real? I hate Kenny. What's going on, man? Byron said he was gonna call you. I told him to reach out to you, man. I was telling him you a good brother. Y'all need to link, because I know once y'all link, y'all two hit it off real cool, man. I told him, I was like, man, hit that brother up. That's a good dude. So he should be calling you if he ain't already called you. But yeah, you know, Red Bull. Yeah, Red Bull is still living. Okay, cool, yeah. I know y'all gonna hit it off, man. Y'all both same type of dudes, no nonsense, real cats. So I know y'all gonna hit it off. But you know, I can talk about dogs over and over again. I can talk about, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how many champions that Denzel produced. I can talk about, you know, Mandela's legacy. If you look at like Master Lee's nobody's pit bull. If you look at the Judge and his sisters, those are nobody's pit bulls. You know, I mean, we can go over and over again. Of course, I produced Master Lee, BBB produced the Judge with Mandela. But we go over and over again with all of these different things, man. Oh, for sure, fam. We pulling this thing together. Like I told you, the Avengers, all the real guys, we gonna come together and save this shit. But as for me, you know what I mean? I want y'all to understand, and like I told you, I'm done defending shit. You know, the individual, you know, that acknowledged the fact that the Avenger, the individual who acknowledged the fact that I did personally get in his phone and let him know that he can get knocked the fuck out. That invitation is open and it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? One way or the other. So I'm not going back and forth with any of these clowns anymore, because they lie. And when you lie, it doesn't matter what you say. You know what I mean? Denzel's best offspring, I would say Red Bull would be up there. Vin Diesel as a producer. I think if you go into Denzel's best offspring, you would still have to say Uno, Grand Champion Uno, Grand Champion Bison. They had another brother named Grand Champion Crusher. It's hard because it depends on what you're picking on. Like you have Castro. Castro is really a three registry champion. We actually declined the championship that he won in the ABKC. Nobody's confirmation is better than Castro's, but Castro pushed the line of classic standards. So some people might not like him. As far as the specimen, he was right there. But his brother Brahman, another champion, would have been right there. Guido was a very nice dog. Like when you get into Denzel, I think if you told me to pick one, I will give it to Bison because he's the most accomplished. How about that? Yeah, I would give it to Bison because he's the most accomplished. The first ever 3 registry grand champion. It's hard to go any other direction, but there's a lot of people who, yeah, look, you said the same thing. Yeah, Bison. It's hard to get around Bison's accomplishments. You know, I mean, you know, you have the boy. What's going on, CC? You have a lot of them, man. You have Skokie, and Skokie would look like Paco. You know, Skokie was like a version of Paco, pretty much. And Skokie, you know, champed here and grand champed in the Philippines. He was the first ever dog to win on 2 different continents. Denzel was very accomplished, you know. I'm very proud of what Denzel was able to do. It's always hard to pick one, but if you gave me just one that I would have to pull and sit on the mountaintop, it would be Bison. But there's a conflict there because if you ask me who was the better dog between Bison and Uno, I think Uno would have beat Bison if they ever had to face each other. So that's, you know, that's an interesting thing. Mandela, without a doubt, Mandela's best son would have to be the judge. Not only is he a 3 registry grand champion, the judge is just a magnificent animal. It doesn't take away from the fact of any of his other champions, but the judge just did the impossible. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sicko was a beautiful dog. Sicko was a beautiful dog. Jax was a beautiful dog. You know what I mean? I don't even know if those boys are still living, but they would be getting old if they did. But you know, like Denzel is just like that, man. Champion, champion, champion. You know, you look at Denzel, some of his females were off the hook. You know, yeah. That's see what I mean, T Reynolds. Even in this conversation, how the fuck could you forget Samson? You know, Samson is one of the few dogs that actually handed Bistro his ass in the ring. Samson was incredibly put together. So I think it's one of the reasons why Denzel oftentimes gets spoken of in the category of being the greatest of all time. You know, and that's always a debate, but you know, it is what it is. He to even get mentioned as the greatest is an accomplishment. You know, it's funny you say that, Nori, about did I make any? Yeah, it's several dogs that look a lot like Hades off of Denzel and Rome. Rome, for whatever reason, threw more dogs that looked like Halle and Hades in them than Denzel did. But the funniest part is, like I say, some of the best dogs that I've ever produced and some of the best dogs that are off of my blood are pets. It's a boy that belongs to this older lady in Clearwater, Florida. Fuck your mind up. This dog, he reminds you of Red Bull. Imagine Red Bull with about another 15 pounds. When I got rid of this puppy, I'm not gonna lie, he looked like a little pit bull, and I had faith in him. He moved very well, but as I'm just being real honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to y'all and tell y'all, oh, I knew. No, I thought he would develop more like Castro and be a very, very nice. Oscar Gomez made Mufasa. I thought he was going to be like Castro and be a nice classic dog. He grew into being an absolute freaking monster. And that's the one y'all probably heard me make reference to, that it broke my heart when I seen him and she had already fixed him. You know what I mean? Hades, they never really, you know what? That situation, I'm going to tell you what happened with that, Nori. That situation got very, very ugly because of what Dave did to those people. It's the reason why you never see a lot off of Hades, the reason why you never see a lot off of Thug, is because just as they got started, Dave screwed them over so well that they walked away from dogs. I just talked to Dave. His name is Dave too. These damn flies is getting on my nerves. But I just talked to Dave Trevino not too long ago. And Dave Trevino was actually, you know, like telling me that they've been out of the bullies for a very, very long time. They don't even own a bully. Like he saw something, he actually saw Odell, and it reminded him of a Halle. And you know, he had called me, and they were thinking about getting another one, and then of course they was like, no, we'll pass. You know, that type of deal. But yeah, David Trevino, the Trevinos walked away because I told y'all that story before, but like Dave Wilson really, really did them bad. You know, he took credit for everything. Imagine making I won't even say arguably, making the baddest bitch ever the first ABKC champion, and somebody just swooping in. This is your first breeding, and you doing your thing, and your first big breeding, and somebody just swoops in and uses their power in the community to take credit for everything that you did. You know what I mean? Yeah, they was good people, bro. They just hit me up like it wasn't a month, probably maybe about 2 months ago. I still got his number and everything. I told him, I told him I'm gonna get in touch with him when we do some shows. But that's what happened with the Haiti situation. And remember, I had the boy Poncho. Poncho went to Zach Randolph. I ended up selling him to Zach before I went and got locked up. And that litter was bad. The homies from Rhode Island, they had the other sister. It was a lot of good quality shit in that litter, but it was timing because and I was trying to let the fly out. I guarantee you that fool's still in here. But it was one of those things, bro, to where it's another sad story. Just put it that way. You could have did so much more with Thug. Thug ended up getting sold off to some people who had drug problems. And that's why Hades went along with him. And it was going on. What's going on, Vendetta Line? What's up now? Man, let me know. I'm waiting on you. But it was a very ugly situation. I ain't gonna lie to you. And a lot of y'all wonder what happened to a lot of the different things, like Hops kennels and a lot of the different kennels that y'all see pop up on pedigrees and stuff like that. And a lot of them really, bro. This helps me transition. What I tell y'all? Look, that fly still in here, man. I told my daughter to shut these doors. The little fly gonna drive me crazy. But I had phone calls yesterday that blew my mind. People reaching out through different avenues, and it's funny because everybody is on the same thing. And y'all give me a minute if y'all hear the cars and shit in the background. I'm trying to get rid of this damn Freddy the Fly up in here. He ain't putting in on this live. But bro, when I tell y'all people, what's going on, Chris? People who deal with the bullies, people who have been around the bully world for a long time, people who don't necessarily like each other with the bullies, all have put out calls wanting to try to save this breed. It is amazing. When I tell y'all the who's who of the old American bully world, I'm talking about guys who y'all haven't heard of in years are popping their head back up just because they see what's going on and like, man, this ain't what we work for. Why, basically, why are they doing this to the breed type of shit? And it's some things that's gonna happen where y'all gonna see some real big shows, and it's probably not even gonna be some registry shows. These are gonna be old school, fun show type of good environment. Everybody bring your real bullies out, enjoy yourself type of environment. It is amazing. When I tell you, I ain't gonna name the names because I want some surprises in there. But when I tell y'all, even the ones that y'all thought I would never talk to, they call them. Like, hey, everybody, let's squash this. Let's get our shit together. Let's make this. Yeah, Breed Club is being mentioned. Breed Club is being mentioned. People are disgusted with what has gone on with this breed. Y'all saw personally what Dave Wilson is trying to breed now. I'm just being real. The dude who owns, I think his name is Brian, who owns that dog, Oscar the Grouch, man, dude seemed like a cool folks. So I don't want y'all to start with the idea that I'm attacking him, man. I'm attacking Dave. And my thing is you're pushing this dog, right? Oh, it's a big tragedy. But most people in this community don't know that all the extreme dogs, right, are basically suffering from shoulder dysplasia. When you see those shoulders popped out like that, look at the front arms. You start to notice it's a shortened front arm. It's a different look. And that shoulder dysplasia, it's a reason why, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but have y'all seen any 8 or 9-year-old dogs with those shoulders like that? These super overdone front end extreme dogs. How many of them have you seen make it to 8 or 9 years old? How many of them have you seen make it to 5 years old? It's a reason why. Because bottom line, by the time those dogs get to about 3 years old, right, the arthritic conditions, the torn ligaments, the tendon issues, all of the issues are starting to build up. By the time they get to about 3 years old, what's happening is that you start to treat it like an old dog. And with an old dog, y'all know, if on the older dog, when the hips start going bad and stuff, you slow them down. The dog can still walk, but it's in pain, so Yeah, he go outside, use the bathroom, come back in, no problem. But you don't really try to walk the dog or anything. You let him chill on his pillow all day and you slow him down. But this is generally for a dog that's getting old and close to die. This will happen to those dogs at about 3 years old because there's no way for that joint to withhold that. You know what I mean? They can't last long, Ryan, because the joint is malformed. Like I told many of people, and y'all see I made a video about it. One of the reasons why the forearm, right, is so short now, it's a genetic mutation that's changing the stress on the joint. If that bone was longer, it would actually be more stress on the joint. Now it's sort of trying to make a peg, and that peg, what it does is the body is amazing. It limits the mobility. The less movement and mobility in the shoulder, the less friction and the less issues of the cartilage damage and the ligaments. This is why a lot of those dogs move very stiff in the front. That's simple. But we're promoting that now. People are seeing these things, man, and a lot of people, we talk about everything, but people are alarmed with what we're saying. And I want to go into this, and y'all make, because we touched on a few things about the liars and the different things that people do, but we have to ask this, you know what I mean? I'm thinking Denzel will be back in 2025 for at least one or two breedings. I have to make sure it's the perfect females, and I don't have a problem explaining. It's no secret. I need big bitches that I've made, which I'm trying to make now. So it might be 2026, but I need the big bitches, very very well structured, with the blood that I need, because I don't get a bunch of do-overs. Once you dealing with frozen, you don't get a bunch of do-overs. But I got some shit that I'm gonna try to get worked out with Marco Suarez to add in some of the bigger Suarez blood and run that back to Denzel, because size is going to be a big issue. I don't want the dogs to get smaller on me again. I want to keep the size that I have. A lot of my dogs have very very good size. I'm using some of the old blood. But even if I'm gonna have pockets, I would rather have 16-inch pockets instead of 14-inch pockets. But Denzel will be back. Right now, man, look, I got shit in the yard that's 8-9 times Denzel. So I'm gonna run that. But with all that being said, let me touch on this and then sort of loop back around to tell y'all, you know what I mean, where we're seeing this at. But the community is screwed up right now, right? And I like to speak for myself, and I like to use myself as example, right? But we see a community where everybody's talking about scamming now, and it's always a fun thing, because the only people who have problems are the people who are speaking out against their issues, right? And I could spend all day debunking this shit and do this, but I will point this out. Why is it not considered a scam in our community to have Billy call you, and of course that's a made up name, but to have Billy call you and say, you know what, me and my family are looking for a really good dog, right? We want a dog that's gonna be a family pet. We want a dog that we gonna be able to do our thing with. We love these American bullies. We see what y'all doing, and when these guys get on the phone with these people, and they say, oh yeah, man, I got something nice for you, this, that, and the other, yeah, check him out. They're gonna stack the dog to make him look like he is. Oh yeah, his daddy is a grand champion. This is a great investment for you. Even if you don't want to breed it for real, his puppy should sell for 10 grand too, because he's the best that I put together. They do all this, right? So then the person gets the dog and they take the dog to the vet, and they call him back, and Billy's calling him back. Hello. Yeah, the vet says this dog has a much love, Tyrone. The vet says that this dog has a heart murmur. This dog has an elongated palate. This dog has, possible arthritic conditions, bad hips, this, that, and the other. You know, then so many of our so-called breeders, the first thing they say, oh, that runs in this breed, it ain't no big deal. It's dogs in this breed that live 12, 13 years with that. Don't listen to the vets. The vet's just trying to get you up out of some money. Just give him a few vitamins and he gonna be all right. How is that not scamming? How is it not scamming that you would knowingly and willingly sell somebody a dog that has breathing issues? How is it not a scam that you would knowingly and willingly sell somebody a dog that you know is going to break down and this dog is not going to be good in 3 years? The dog is just going to be a lump of coal sitting there collecting on veterinary bills. Somebody has to make all this make sense to me, because the narrative that everybody wants you to do is, and the reason why they attack me is because they want to make me seem like I'm the world's biggest scammer, so that we don't take a look at the real scam that's going on. Selling people unhealthy dogs, lying about pedigrees, lying about this, lying about that. That is one of the ugliest things that we can see out here. But no one calls that a scam. It's nothing wrong with that. When you see people post these ugly, fucked up dogs all day long, no one calls it a scam. No one questions, why in the hell are you doing this to people? And then the fallout is often this. And I know some of y'all, because y'all are educated dog people, right? Let me take a sip. But because y'all are educated dog people, y'all like, well, they should do some research. And they should have known that that dog was screwed up and this, that, and the other. But let's be honest. When a person calls you and you're a breeder, they are relying on you to be honest. They are relying on you to point them into the best possible situation using your experience. When you are a breeder and you're doing this, if you sell somebody an unhealthy dog, you've led them down a bad road. Because first and foremost, you shouldn't give it to them. But second of all, you should, you know what I mean, at least warn the person of everything that could happen with this dog before you give it to them. So this happens, and then the person gets stuck with the dog. So of course now the veterinarian is telling them, you know what I mean, okay, you got a heart issue, but we can do that for this and try to make sure he's going to be okay. Okay, you got a hip issue, you got this, you got that. And before you know it, these people are starting to notice a trend. They're starting to notice a trend that, hey, I'm racking up $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on veterinary bills before this dude is even a year old. I got to do this, I got to do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. So next up, what do? It's a decision-making time. That decision-making process, what's going on, Craig Campbell? That decision-making process involves one or two things. Y'all please hit like so they don't think I'm a computer. That decision-making process involves two things. It's a decision of, am I going to keep this puppy that I committed to buy? Spend the money, deal with the headaches, love him the best I can. And if he dies on me in 2 years, okay, I did the best that I can. The next part of that decision is to put Scruffy in a box and take him to your local humane society or rescue. I hate to be the one to divulge this information to all you beautiful people, but most people do the latter. Most people end up taking the dogs to the animal rescues. They end up taking the dogs to the, you know what I mean, to the humane societies. Now, this is the very reason why there are at least 2/3 of all dogs that are in these places now are dogs that would relate back to our community. But see, when they do these things, they act as if it hurts no one. Now, as I sit here and I'm off in my thoughts for a second, and I'm trying to figure out something, right? And I just hit a real deep thought on this. The saddest part about this, and I was trying to remember the conversation we was having, but the saddest part about this thing is this, right? This came to me yesterday in a deep conversation, folks. Is this whole thing that we see going through our community and this scam intentional? And who is to blame for this? How diabolical is this thing that we are in and now that we are seeing? This is where things get very, very, very crucial, because someone is telling people to do this. I brought up Dave before, right? But the reason why we did this whole Avengers thing, the reason why we got off into this thought process of where things were at was this. We blame the local breeders, right? We blame the dudes that we see on the internet. Are they a product of a bigger master plan? Because in our conversations yesterday, and I talked to a lot of these guys who walked away from this game, the things that they said that shook us up the most, right, is this. They sat there and we thought about this. They go on this campaign and they tell you we're the only registry. They go on this campaign and they tell you only breed a certain type of dog. They go on this campaign, right, and they tell you confirmation don't matter, size matters. The head of a registry now is pushing a dog, Oscar the Grouch, who has this severe shoulder dysplasia. We've seen muscle tone dogs, another one, that big tri male or whatever it is. We've seen him grand champ out. Now we've seen this narrative that somebody just said, my dogs look like pit bulls. Y'all see my fucking dogs, right? How could my dogs ever look like a pit bull? Y'all see what I post? How could my dogs look like a pit bull? How could Oscar Gomez's dogs look like a pit bull? Even the dogs, and I'm saying even, not in a derogatory way, but Marco's dogs are the more leaner dogs out of all of the guys that I mess with. But even when you look at Marco's dogs, not all of his dogs are that lean, but one thing about it is they have the wide chest spread. They have the wide rib cage. They have the structural frame to be that of an American bully. This dude is literally, you know, right there hand in hand with me as a founder and one of the original American Bully winners. How is it that his dogs are not American bullies? Pit bulls on steroids, exactly. How is it that Remy isn't an American bully? What is he if he's not an American bully? How is it that King Kamali is not an American bully anymore? What y'all seeing has happened, and because of the propaganda and the lies and the attacks and the attacks and the attacks and the attacks, and I compared it to some political shit earlier, is that if you tell a lie long enough, somebody's gonna believe that shit, man. Y'all seen this in front of your face. How is the dogs that started this shit? How is the dogs that literally look nothing like a pit bull? You take Remy's ass, God rest his soul. You know what I mean? I do believe dogs got a little soul up in there. But if you take Remy to anywhere, no pit bull person is going to identify Remy as a pit bull. No pit bull person is going to ever identify Denzel as a pit bull. They would laugh at you if you brought a dog like Mandela in there. Mufasa, if you brought Mufasa around talking about it's a pit bull, they're going to laugh at you. Why are those dogs being dismissed? Why is it that a dog like Blue, who's a Miyagi dog, who the registry said no dog should ever have Miyagi in there because they're mixing and it's disqualifiable traits. The dog also has a high rear, but I like the rest of the package that the dog brings to the table besides that. But how is it that they are promoting him and saying that he's the perfect dog now, but you didn't promote Mufasa? How is it that the bear wasn't considered the perfect American bully when he was probably the one, you know, he was overall probably the most successful out of everybody in all categories, because he did win a nationals. No shot at Bistro. Bistro is one of my favorites of all time, but Bistro never got the nationals win. Neither did Mufasa. But the bear actually showed on the high level like those dogs. So we talking about show dog. And if you look at the bear was an incredible specimen. Bully in the face, had the chest, had everything. But somehow, even at his peak, they would push another direction. as we talk about so many things, I want y'all to start, what's going on, Dan? I want y'all to start opening up your eyes to the fact of what you see and what you see going on. I want you to open up your eyes to the facts of what y'all see in this community. It's a reason why Dave Wilson is going on everybody's show who slanders me, who has something negative to say about the WBA, who has something negative to say about anything that's not online with this whole extreme thing. It's a propaganda ploy, man. They have literally did the ABKC, who claims to be the home of the American bully, has literally done everything they can to erase the American bully. Now they have y'all saying shit, and I'm still trying to get rid of that fly. But now they have y'all saying, not y'all know when I say that, but they have you saying things like, oh yeah, your dogs is too much pit bull. I love pit bulls, by the way. Ain't shit on my yard, no damn pit bull. I'm just telling you. If you find me a pit bull, I'm telling you I'm gonna kill this fly, y'all. Y'all gonna see live on motherfuckers. I'm gonna knock Freddy's ass out. But if you see a pit bull standing in at 100 pounds and 16 inches, that's not a pit bull. This is propaganda. This is the lies that people tell. You hear me? And this is what I'm telling y'all. This is why I always compare it to the Donald Trump thing. Because no matter what, if you say something over and over again, people who want to believe something so badly will go along with it. I was just telling a friend of mine that I was on the phone with, he's actually on here, but I was just telling a friend of mine this. A couple years ago, right? And this is off topic, but y'all gonna get the point that I'm getting at, is when shit is right in front of our faces, we ignore it because our minds sort of go towards negativity, right? But this is, what's up, Jesus? I'm up here fighting the fly, man. It's probably that ABKC that sent the fly to fuck with me. They don't want me to get this powerful message out. But this is the thing, and Jesus, you'll remember this. It was a couple years ago, right? It was this dude from Canada. And he called me, and he was the most respectful person ever, dog. Boy, oh boy, was he so fucking respectful. This is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And he told me, you know, it was just, yes, sir, you fight for the breed. You're great, you know what I mean? You a cool motherfucker. I want two studs off Denzel, right? So then he wanted, yeah, that's the fly, bro. They coming after me, y'all. They coming after me, you know what I mean? Y'all must protect me. But then the next thing he was like, yo, Mandela looks so good, man. I would like to get one off of Mandela, and I would like to get one off of Denzel. Blessing, and I'm gonna tell you, it was the blessing of the century that he typed this to me. So on this day, you know, I told him, I told him, I said, look, bro, this is something. Denzel's getting up there in age. I was like, every day is not a great semen day, but if you're willing to use both of them on the same female, I'll take Mandela as a backup. So of course, on this day when I go up there, Denzel is already acting ratchet, so they needed to check out the dogs. So I had both dogs with me, and they get them checked out. Everything is cool. The nurse comes in the office, right, out of nowhere, and she's talking to me, and we just talking dogs, and she's holding this one fucked up exotic, dead serious. She's like, oh yeah, we're just adopting him. My husband loves American bullies. She's like, do you mind if I take a picture of your bully? So she takes a picture of Mandela, right? And he's sitting there, and of course he's not happy. But you know what I mean? But she was like, I'm gonna show this picture to my husband or whatever, right? So I hit this motherfucker back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, bro, you know what I mean? It might be a second or whatever. He never responds. Then the lady comes back in a little while later, and she's like, yeah, he asked me, now this is where the lying bitch comes in. He asked me what your dog looked like, and I told him had a white head, and this, that, and the other. And I said, okay, well, what's the problem? I was like, this one has, the half white face, but I said, this is the backup, whatever. So the dude just stops answering my calls, right? So now I'm starting to get a little bit of a weird feeling. And this tells you the lengths that people will go through. So the greatest thing is Nate from the Bully broadcast, who I Nate's all right, but after he pulled that shit with Bashar, Nate just ain't on my best side. But I was on the phone with Nate. Me and Nate was real good at this time. So I'm blowing dude up, FaceTime. I'm like, dog, what the fuck? You didn't have me drive all the way out here. I got these 2 dogs and this, that, and the other. Dude wouldn't answer, right? So I'm like, fuck it, all right. I'm gonna go home. Now this shit is all weird to me, because keep in mind, I got the fool's money. I got 2 dogs. I'm like, dog, I'm hitting him on the Instagram face thing. Like, dog, I got both dogs here. If he ain't ready to go, I don't understand what the miscommunication is. I got both dogs with it, you know. Next thing I know, he's on Facebook, and he's telling everybody, yeah, he was trying to send me Mandela semen, and I ain't never asked for Mandela semen. So immediately I'm like, hold on, bro, you on some bullshit. Some of y'all might remember this. So I post a screenshot of him asking for Mandela semen and me explaining that it was a backup. Now I'm gonna get to a point, so y'all gotta follow me on this. So after going back and forth, it was obvious that the dude was lying because I put the screenshots up there. I'm like, it still ain't making sense. They posted a picture of Mandela. This lying bitch had sent him a picture of Mandela, right? And then it was supposedly some Photoshop letter where she was like, it says a lot about how people treat their dogs. Now, this is where I tell y'all how propaganda works. I still had the picture. I'll show y'all. Mandela was sitting in the office, right? He's a little dirty because he does this stupid, y'all probably seen that in the video. He does this stupid dog thing. Whenever he gets a bath, he goes outside and roll in the dirt. I wasn't about to go through that, but he wasn't like muddy or some shit. But he's just sitting there looking at the camera with the most non-enthused face. These people put this all over the internet and said I abused Mandela. But other people are confused because they looking at the picture and they like, well, he looks big. It's no sores on him. It's nothing. Like, it's no sores on the dog. It's nothing. And this is why y'all don't see this picture. Because if the dog was actually fucked up, y'all know they would share that a million times. But this is how propaganda works. But you did have a whole lot of people, oh, that's fucked up. He don't do this. But other people are confused. Like, what am I looking at? The dog is rather large and this, that, and the other. So, of course, I flip out. I call the vet. The vet gets on the vet tech's ass, the scandalous bitch. And she says, hold on. So she said, so he weighed in that day at, I think it was like 95, 96 pounds. She's like, I checked the dog. I did a full check. We're ready to pull this dog if necessary. She's like, and you're telling somebody that this was an unhealthy dog and something's wrong with the dog? She's like, he has no visible marks, no visible scars. He's over 90 pounds. She's ripping her a new asshole. She's like, and then I'm quite certain you did not ask this man to take a picture of his dog to go and slander it. You know, so basically, long story short, I think the bitch lost her job. I'm not for sure on how that situation worked out. They offered me basically free veterinary services, but I wasn't fucking with them no more. But on this picture, and this is how our community works, it's obviously, make sure y'all hit like, it's obviously nothing wrong with the dog. But you had a large part of the community who they wanted to hate me so badly that they looked at a picture of a big ass dog with a little bit of dirt on him and ran with it like he was abused. What's going on, Bully Bread? They kept on saying he's abused. And other people, I wouldn't even get involved in it. I'm like, I don't know, this is stupid. But other people are asking, like, what's wrong with him? Like, am I missing part of the story? Is it other pictures? What's wrong with him? Oh, he's abused. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Long story short, so I can get back to my point, I go on the dude's page. Mr. I had started off so in love with clean American bullies and this, that, and the other, had bought a couple puppies from Bashar. He was now breeding muscle tone dogs. And this is probably why all this happens. But I want to tell y'all one more so y'all can get where I'm coming from on how this community works. And I always use myself because I don't like to bring other people into it. Canada, again, it's weird. Something about Canada. Another brother, you know what I mean? Hey, bro, that's what I'm saying. People know I used to take Mandela wherever I went. So it was, you know how I go, though. But this is part of how they work. So this individual in Canada, man, fake ass, I could think of some words for dude, but fake ass gangster dude, one of them dudes who talk, yeah, I'm in the street, you know I do this, man, bro. So he bought a dog off me, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. It took long as fuck for that dog to get to Canada. It took like You know what I mean? What's going on, fam? Just jumping back at it. It took like 3 months for us to get his female up there. Bottom line is, it's hard to find people that want to cross over into Canada. And a lot of the ones we just dealt with, my dude up there just dealt with one who was an idiot. But it can be a journey sometime to get people to cross over. So he ended up finding somebody himself. He got the dog, right? I was fast forward. So a few months later, and Jesus, I know you remember this one. Not even a few months. This is probably a year and a half later. This dude on a post where they trying to talk shit about me, he posted a picture. It was a Denzel daughter. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, she didn't look good. Like, she was thin, but you could see that she had boobs, like she had puppies and shit. And he's like, yeah, he talks like he's such a great breeder. Look at this bullshit he sent me. This is the honest to God truth. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, not one bit. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck, dog? I didn't send you that bullshit. Before I could even get it out of my mouth, I would tell y'all the dude's name who did this. His name is Michael Ackerman. He jumps in there and he said, hey, bro. He said, you talking a lot of shit, but he said, I think you forgot something. And dude getting smart with Mike, like, what the fuck I forget? You know what I mean? Y'all dick suckers, y'all dick riders, y'all ride that dude's dick, this, that, and the other, right? What's going on, Bobby Banks? In his profile pictures, sometimes you forget to erase things. Not only did he have the bitch that I sent him, she had won the best standard female for her age group, the best overall standard, and the bitch literally went all the way to the top and almost won the best American bully at 2 different shows. He had a picture with his daughter and him and his old lady all hugged up around the dog while she had all these ribbons around her. I didn't even know that he had bred her twice. They called him out for that. They said, bro, you literally won 2 shows with this dog. You bred the bitch twice, and now you're on the page talking about this man sent you a fucked up dog? Well, I wonder how this happened. I go to his page. Guess what? He had 3 muscle tone dogs. Those are just 2 examples. Ironically, they're both from Canada. But I say this. This community and the way that things are manipulated in this community is clever, but they play on people's obsession with negativity. And they play on that obsession with negativity so you will not look at the negativity that's right in front of your face. If you ever notice, the people who sell the most fucked up dogs are the most aggressive to personally slander everybody. If your dog has a breathing issue, you don't want to talk about dogs, you want to slander people. If your dog is known for having fucked up legs and fucked up feet or high rear, you don't want to talk dogs, you want to slander people. You want to talk about people are child abusers or whatever the case may be, or throw some bullshit in the game and you go along with that. If you are breeding dogs, like we just had one individual that I told y'all was a fucking pedophile him damn self, and you know what I mean, and tried to breed a motherfucking male that was only 8 months, and he's turning around and he's talking shit everywhere, even though he was literally trying to breed an American bully to a Hermes bulldog. But these are the people who are slandering. I'm saying all this to tell y'all this. It starts right at the top. This is one of the reasons why y'all ask where all the old dogs. People still got the old dogs, but they're not a part of the what they call it, the go along, get along gang. The real American bully has always been right in front of our face. We know what it is, but right now we are seeing them try to change the narrative of what the breed is supposed to be because of muscle tone. Now, some of y'all be like, damn, you just putting everything on muscle tone. Keep in mind, you guys never seen this, but in Muscle Tone's interview with myself that was done by Native Bully Broadcast, he told y'all that the ABKC in 2017 rewrote all of the standards to fit his dogs. Now, this is the thing, right? Think about this. This is one of the reasons why they wanted to take this down. If the American Bully was always supposed to be what a muscle tone dog was, why would you have to rewrite the standard to fit the muscle tone dogs? This was literally on that. You seen it. You seen it. 2014 is when he exactly. Well, see, I ain't got to. You already know this shit. The reason why y'all see what's going on is that the ABKC is not what it used to be. This is what I talked about to several of the homies. I'm telling y'all, Byron reached out to some people. Even Cruz is back on this shit. Even Cruz is back on this shit. A lot of the homies are not happy at all with what we seen our work turn into and what Dave did. Dave sold this shit to Bashar, man. And now the reason why you see shit like you're seeing it, it's no way possible that that dog that Bashar says out of his own mouth, and y'all help me out. What is the try dog that Bashar is pushing? But that try dog is a grand champion. How can he be a grand champion with a rear end like that? It's because it's Bashar's registry. The reason why you're seeing everything pushed is because it's Bashar's registry. The reason why you see Dave, Mr. Razor's Edge, Mr. Real American Bully breeding to a dog like Oscar the Grouch now. King Kong, correct. This is all not American Bully shit. What you're seeing is a hijacking of the name. None of this was American Bully. This is Muscle Tone Bullies. I'm just being real with y'all. This shit that you see right now, right here, is Muscle Tone Bullies. The reason that Khan got away from the ABKC, bottom line is, he knows that that shit over there is Muscle Tone. He's into extreme dogs, but he knows that that is Muscle Tone Bullies over there. Everybody knows that's Muscle Tone shit. The owner is breeding Muscle Tone. The judges are jumping in and breeding Muscle Tone. You know what I'm saying? The dogs now can have clear shoulder dysplasia, clear bulldog mixes. When you see people who are putting in DNA challenges and they're being turned away, this is a different breed of dog. And I don't understand for the life of me why Dave in the ABKC just can't clearly say, look, dog, it's a different breed of dog. It's the extreme Muscle Tone Bully or whatever you want to call it, and leave the American Bully alone. At no point in time, and this is where I say the Donald Trump shit, y'all act as if we don't see what's going on. It was just made a clear bulldog mix. Y'all know that these dogs are mixed. You know the issues that are coming with this, but people are still pledging allegiance to the fucking ABKC like they're doing the right thing. This is so blatant and in front of our faces, the destruction of this breed and the changing of this breed. I don't know how anybody sits on their hands and doesn't say anything about it. Most people like to be quiet, and some people have left this shit is because they don't like to go what I went through. Or what I continue to go through, where people try to destroy my name, and people try to do all the things that they do. You know what I mean? From talking about your family, to calling the dog warden on you, to calling the police on you, to calling probation officers, to doing everything else that they've done to me, filing lawsuits or whatever. And y'all keep in mind, I ain't even put my hands on nobody. I ain't blew down on nobody with a motherfucking gat since 08. What's going on, Jamal Frazier? I ain't did nothing of violence or aggression towards any of these people since 08. All I've been doing is talking about dogs, and they do all of this to me. One of the reasons why the breeders don't showcase the females is bottom line is because the registries are not showcasing the females. The only thing that will ever be showcased is what the registries are doing. You know what I mean? I love my females. I want anybody who knows me will tell you that I for real. Oh man, that shit. I don't know what they were scared for. They had half the police force there. No real shit. They shouldn't have been. I had a gym bag of t-shirts with me. What the fuck? I wasn't gonna shoot the joint up. Yeah, they sure called the police on my ass. But you know, all these things, man. You know what I mean? Hey, Chris, I'm enjoying myself now because I feel like it's God's plan. You know what I mean? I think just what Bobby Banks said, the females should be showcased. The females, like it's funny you said that, and those who follow me remember I had an idea, especially when I thought the TBKC was just gonna shoot out and we was gonna get everything going, and I think we still should do it, where we have an all-female show, not even have studs in the show. have no studs. I don't want any males in the show. I don't even want any males in the ring. I want female judges. I want female handlers. Not a, fellas, we can be there, but I think we should just have a ladies' night type show setting to bring out the baddest females in the game. You know what I mean? Get them in the ring, because the females are the cornerstone of everything we do in the community. Man, you ain't never lied. They showed that, Norel. Sad shit. You know what I mean? What female would I use? Good question. I have a few females. Who would I use? The funniest thing I would tell you is that probably the female that I would use is one of my younger females. Very, very good size, beautiful head proportions. Now, I got a female from East Shore Bullies that's very, very beautiful with good proportions. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that I would probably use one of my Mandela girls, though. They bring in the sheer size. They have the confirmation. They got the overall thing. I would do that. But I don't think that I've created the females that I totally want. I got a young Odell daughter off of him and Minnie that's off the charts too. I have a double. What's going on, Brick House? I have a double Mandela girl that I really like. She's turning out nice. So, it's one of those things. But ultimately, I think one of the biggest mishaps that we have in this community, and I know that's a little bit off topic from what we was talking about, is the fact that we don't highlight the females. And one of the reasons that is because of what's dictated in this community. Everybody wants to get rich off of stud fees. So the more that you have people, that's trying to get rich off of their stud fees, and look at this stud, everybody wants to be that guy who has, oh, hell no, I let that Victor go. I let that Victor go after the first recall. And I was already using the Purina. Yeah, I was already using the Purina and the blue, the blue buffalo. So I have Purina, blue buffalo, and Merrick. And I had to let that. I won't be back to Victor. I'm gonna tell you that. Man, James Cooper would rather fall out somewhere, man. But that was an interesting thing with James Cooper. I don't know if y'all seen that. Is that even when James Cooper, you know what I'm saying, was he said reconciling with my ladies. Yeah, even when James Cooper was on the live, you saw some of the ABKC judges going at him and telling him about their talk about. I mean, it's so blatant. Like, you have Cooper going live, and he's basically saying, like, the structure doesn't matter as much as the dog being heavy. It's like, dog, are you trying to make a dog that look like your fat ass? Or this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, structure matters. Like, I've never heard any dog person say that structure doesn't matter outside of these dudes at the ABKC. But what we're going to be doing, especially 2024, is going to be a huge year. And I'm glad I'm not to say I never had support before, but I have an incredible amount of support now on us pulling this plan back together. And you're going to see a lot of entities come together. Our whole plan is just to bring back the real American bully. It's really, we're at a point where we're not trying to mesh with those people. We have problems, and we want to identify those problems. We want to start working through those problems. We want to get back to the point to where we are, that we are in a position to provide answers and to provide help to people, because the situation with the XL is very, very serious right now. The situation with the double XL is very, very serious right now. The fact that those two dogs are meshed is a serious problem right now because there are no divides. I didn't know the Carolina Bully Farms had stopped breeding, but I did know they had a situation where the son was getting heavier and heavier on the drug thing, and I know the dad and the mom was really going through it. It was unfortunate. And in all seriousness, God bless Cody. I hope everything is working out in that brother's life. Them motherfucking drugs is something else. But I didn't know that they had stopped breeding totally. But I know that there was some situations going on where, people get going off the drugs, and, he was taking a lot of people's money for dogs and different things like that. And then they were coming at the dad. It got pretty ugly, but I feel comfortable saying this because the dad made a video about it and just told people to not send money to Cody because he couldn't keep reimbursing people. So, you know, drugs, I ain't gonna sit here and act like my family ain't got a few. You know, drugs is an ugly thing, and it's unfortunate that they went through that. I mean, this community is just getting ravaged. Like, you just see, if you've been around as long as I've been around in this shit for 25 years, you see people leaving every which way. And the saddest part about this thing is that I was sitting there thinking, I about the excitement that I have about my Rottweiler puppy, you know? And it was just one of those aha moments, you know what I mean? Cocaine is a hell of a drug, Jamal. Hell of a drug. But it was one of those moments, right, where I was just having a moment and I'm like, damn, you know, I'm so pumped up about the Roddy puppy. I'm so pumped up to try to train him, you know, to get his service dog stuff, to take him, you know, do some protection work with him. I'm just looking forward to doing all these things with him. And it sort of dawned on me like, damn, why don't I feel that way about the bullies, you know? And really the thing about the bullies is, and I shouldn't blame that all on, you know, the community, but the community is not built for the bullies to succeed anymore. It's not something like that. We don't even, like, you think about it, most people don't even train their bullies. That's the craziest part about it. You go to a show and the dogs are just everywhere. The motherfuckers don't, you know, you just don't see a whole lot of well-trained bullies at the shows. Not to say all of y'all don't, because I've seen some people who can have their dog plots and do the whole thing and, you know, or whatever, but most people don't even train their dogs. They just snatch them up on a leash, try to get them to the ring, try to see if they can get a ribbon and throw them back in the box and leave it at that, you know what I mean? Where, you know, the big timers and the people who are really, really pushing this community to where it needs to be at should be, you know, pushing more training and pushing more education and different things of that nature. You know, right now, the 2024 is just, for us, is going to be about some of those things. You know, putting these dogs back in the proper spotlight and pushing in the real American bully. Oh yeah, Marco got some nice stuff over there. I need to talk to Marco's ass for real. We got to finish up. Much love, Eric. But you know, it's one of those things that you know, the American bully is a beautiful thing, but the saddest part is it's been on an all-out attack. And what I was getting at earlier, and maybe I can get on track with that, is that the attack has come from the registry. Think about all of the negative things that you've heard the registry try to say about what we know to be an American bully. Just alone for the last year, all the registry has told people is that, you know, Denzel and Remy and all those dogs, no, that's not ever what a registry was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Oh, you know, the ABKC is mad at everything right now, you know? They mad at everything right now. But you know, they gave away the power. Like, you turned your back on the breed. You know, like, to keep on telling people who have the type of dogs that we have, I mean, literally, they created the WEA because they basically kept telling Oscar Gomez that, you know what I mean, his dogs weren't American bullies, pretty much. They put it like that, like, you know, oh no, like, they basically told everybody who wasn't willing to start breeding Bashar's dogs that their dogs weren't American bullies. Your dogs ain't bully enough. You know, it's pretty sad, man. Y'all forgive me, I gotta get a little more on my stomach. But this is what the community has done. Quality breeders, you get screwed over, you know. Quality handlers, people who love these dogs, they've been screwed over. If you got a nice American bully, say, and I'm just using the popular ones, so I'm not saying that they're the only ones that have bullies. But if you have, say for instance, a Suarez Bulls dog, which most of us on here would agree Suarez Bull has nice dogs. Where do you go to show that dog at? Do you think that that dog is welcome at the ABKC? No. The dogs that started off the championships and are still very nice dogs are now ridiculed, and people make negative statements about them. If you got a clean American Bully, I don't care if it weighs 100 pounds. It's not a muscle toned dog. It's not an extreme dog. If it's not an extreme dog, they don't want any parts of it. They have pushed what the original breed was out the door. And this is one of the reasons why I tell people, stop supporting the nonsense. When you're seeing dogs in there with deformities and abnormalities, this is something where I'm telling y'all, it's other people who are going into these shows and they already know what's going on. You hear me? They already know what's going on. They're taking pictures, you know? You don't think that they got pictures of judges handing people blue ribbons with dogs that obviously have abnormalities? And y'all might be like, well, they can pick whoever they want to. The problem is that to the eyes of those who are going to make a case to get them out of here, you know what I mean? You're promoting an unhealthy dog. You're promoting a dog with shoulder dysplasia. You're promoting a dog that's, having serious breathing issues. How does it look when you got guys going on a video and bragging, yeah, only 20% of our dogs have severe breathing issues? That's a lot. Especially when you're puppy milling and you're pushing out anything that you can. That's a lot of dogs. So you expect people to respect that? A lot. That's crazy. That's crazy, Nori, because a lot of vets is starting to turn them down out here. Because, and the thing of it is, y'all remember I told y'all this over a year ago, is that it's been reported to the vets nationally that more sanctions, more issues are coming with this breed of dog, and that's why some of those veterinarians gave out the legal letters that were saying our lawyers have recommended that we stop dealing with this breed. Think about how heavy that is that your attorney say, hey, you turn down that money and get the hell away from them guys. But just like the term breeding backwards, oh, you're breeding backwards. We haven't come far enough ahead to say we are breeding backwards. We never perfected Remy. I'm here to tell y'all, I consider myself a good breeder, but I'm not great. You hear what I'm telling you? I'm not a great breeder. I'm not a great breeder because I've never finished my mission. I've never finished what I came to start. I don't have 15 dogs, 10, 15 dogs back there that look all the same. I've learned a lot, and I've been pretty good at some of the things that I've done. But in order for you to be a master breeder, in order for you to have a line of dogs, they all have to look alike. You have to have an identifiable breed, and people. And when you become a master breeder, you are literally letting people know this is what you can get. You know what I mean? You see Shorty Doo-Wop over there? Well, this breeding gonna produce you another Shorty Doo-Wop. How do I know? Because look at, look at the one next to Shorty Doo-Wop. Look at Ricky Bobby down there at the end. Look just like Shorty Doo-Wop. That's a real breeder. We haven't done that. And the saddest part about what we are seeing in this community is the lack of knowledge, the lack of, the lack of people coming together and doing this thing. Like I told y'all, like they have y'all believing that, oh yeah, Rocco. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Rocco was not bigger than Pokemon. So the great structure that you see, that great American Bully look that you see from Pokemon, he was every bit as big as Rocco. Every bit as big as Rocco. And better structure and better temperament. Why would you erase one and adopt the other one with a kink tail, high rear, and bad bite and questionable lineage? Especially considering that your grandma is a damn competing exotic. It's an agenda. When they try to tell y'all, oh, you breeding backwards, I tell you one thing. Tell them son of a bitches, ask them, have they ever seen Remy? Remy wasn't no small dog at all. Remy go to these shows and get these motherfuckers hell right now. Pokemon was a serious tank. A serious tank. The bad heart issues is one of the worst issues that they have going on. It is records, man. It's not like I'm telling y'all. When I tell y'all I'm engaged, I'm in tune with a lot going on behind the scenes with animal rights and different things like that. I fuck with that shit. Y'all see how I volunteer and I do things with these, you know what I'm saying, with these different animal people. Let's just put it that way. And I get a chance to talk. I get that chance to have those conversations in depth about what's going on, and the reason that these veterinarians are not dealing with us is some legal issues coming behind it. And I'm going to make it very plain English. What's going on is considered to be animal abuse. If you are knowingly and willingly doing something to an animal, including breeding, that will cause that animal pain, that is animal abuse. So how is it that people are promoting breeding a dog like Oscar the Grouch, knowing how that the situation with his shoulders, knowing the situation just with his shoulders, not even talking about his rear, not talking about his feet, which is his feet is not great either. The legs are not great because they're not parallel to the floor. They bow, you know. So you got these issues with this dog, yet and still you're promoting to breed it. That's animal abuse. It don't even make sense. It's animal abuse and no one wants to take responsibility for it. No one wants to push forward and do the right things. And then when I keep on coming on here and I tell y'all this breed is going to extinction, it is. It is. Y'all please hit like so they'll know that we real up in here. And by the way, I thanks. And look, y'all stop apologizing. For those who send me money to the Cash App, which is TBKC Dogs, y'all doing them donations, man, look, if you send me $1, I appreciate it. It helps, you know what I mean? Like I told y'all, I got microphones, I got computers. Eventually, I'll get to the goals that I want to get to. I'm finding more time, and we'll have a podcast. But every donation, it helps out. So you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. Don't never apologize for sending me $1. I'm sorry, it's all, man, shit, you ain't had to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't apologize. I appreciate that. And, you know, solid, man. But with that being said, you know, y'all please hit like. That don't cost nothing. You know, but the thing about it is, you know, going to what we were talking about some yesterday is that really the biggest push that you guys are going to see in 2024 is we're not changing the breed name to a real American bully, but we're going to fight for the name American bully. You know what I mean? We're going to put up a real fight. People with a real American bullies are going to have to come out there and represent. We are not pushing the extreme agenda. We're not pushing the unhealthy dog agenda. These things have to change because, as I tell you, right now, our heads are on the chopping block. As y'all see, the homie Barry from over the UK, who always comes through to support, and what's her name, Shalina, and you know, a few beautiful people who come who jump on from the UK to support. They're over there battling for their dogs. Like, much love, David. They're over there battling for their existence of their dogs. And I'm telling y'all what is happening right now is, and y'all don't understand it, everything that we bitch and complain about here, trust me, the government is watching. The government sees these things. Things are going to get very, very serious for us in a bad way in this community if people don't change. You know what I mean? If this community doesn't change. We have to tighten up. We have to straighten up. We have to fix the issues of this community, or this community is going to go to shit faster than hell. Right now, we're going to shit for different reasons. It won't be long, but we'll be going to shit for some very ugly reasons, as the sanctions and the things that we see going on in this community are about to be upped. You're already seeing the bans, and you're already seeing the different things that are going on. This is why I'm just telling y'all this. That's why I tell y'all every donation in the future is going to count. I'm working on the nonprofit part of it right now because this is one of my plans that I want to start. I want to start an American Bully Fund. And what this fund is it'll be made public. We'll make donations public. Maybe not necessarily even the names, but the donations that come in, we'll make those things public. And we'll use those funds as for ad campaigns and different things like that to promote this breed in a proper way. But this breed does need promotion. I know it sounds extreme and people are like, oh man, you know, but no, right now, y'all don't understand what's hanging over our heads. And we don't even see it coming. But, you know, don't be surprised if all of a sudden you start seeing more and more of these bills where they're talking about getting rid of these dogs in general or stopping breeding. It's a lot of things in the works right now where they're talking about breeders' license in certain areas. I'm gonna hate to be the one to tell you guys this. You're never gonna get a license. Because see, this is the part where they can get around the BSL stuff. Because what they're gonna say is this: oh yeah, it's no big deal. We'll work with them. We'll get them a license. Don't worry about that. You know, I mean, they can breed their dogs as long as they get a license. That's what they're gonna say. They're never gonna give you a license. You'll be sitting there, I applied for a license. I did everything y'all asked for. Well, right now, there's no more licensing available in your area. It's coming. And it's not easy for, I mean, it's not hard for them to be convinced. People are very, very mortified by the simplest things. When a person gets to see this stuff that we are complaining about with the deformities that we see in our community with certain dogs and different things like that, how do you think it's going to affect the big picture? You know, how do you think it's going to affect the big picture? How do you think that affects someone like Bashar? You know, he already told y'all when this thing is over, he gonna keep it moving and he'll be on to his next business. But for those of us that like the dogs, it's going to become an issue. You know, the key for the survival of this breed lies in a lot of the older dogs and bringing a lot of the stuff back. We need very, very strong conformation dogs, you know. You're always going to have some dogs that are a little bit more uppity on the temperament side, but we can fix that, you know. Y'all have to remember, we had literal dog shows with some of the worst behaved dogs probably in breed history, and nobody got killed, you know. King Lion is in Kimbo's pedigree, I do believe. And King Lion was the worst, but we still were able to have shows and represent the breed properly. Yeah, that dog died, man. That dog died. That dog died. Man, all those dogs died. They are not I mean, I think next year you could probably do a top 10 stud list. I think right now it's hard to, because what will we judge off of? That's always the biggest question, is how could we judge these dogs? I'm a judge. I love judging, but the one thing I tell you is if you put me in the community of these dogs currently, it would be so hard to judge because, well, it wouldn't be hard for me to judge, just a lot of people would get very upset at how I judge, because I would judge strictly to the standard, and most of these people aren't ready to do anything to the standard. They're ready to do everything outside of the standard, you know, and that's going to make it hard, you know, real hard. Nah, Remy didn't play no shit. Remy's dad was way worse than Remy. But this is one thing I want to put out. This is one thing I want to bring up to you too. Let me see what you said, Reagan. Well, see, that's the thing. If you breeding good dogs, you shouldn't have to be at the vet every week. Man, I'm gonna tell you like this. The only thing I most times end up at the vet office for is vaccinations and shit. Like, in all these years, I can honestly say I probably went to the vet maybe 3 times for a dog getting sick. 3 times of a dog having something that I couldn't fix at the house. You know what I mean? That's it. But that's great breeding, you know? Not just on my behalf, but on the behalf of some of the people that I've gotten dogs from. That you make a great product, and the dog gonna do what he do, baby. The dog is gonna do what he do. If you make a great product, that dog is gonna do what he do. He gonna live a healthy life. He gonna, you know, at times condition himself. the dog is going to be a great dog. But if you continue to do the things that we see done, these dogs can't even make it off the couch without overheating. Shit's sad. But what do you know? But what do we do in that situation? And this is what I'm saying, like where I hope our community starts to transform our minds and get an understanding of the fact that we owe a responsibility to the dogs. You know what I mean? We owe a responsibility to the dogs. Right now, I would tell y'all, I have a couple professional and a couple former professional athletes in my mentorship program. You know, and the one thing that I tell you about this is that, you know, in more detailed conversations, one of the craziest things that they tell you, and I actually have an actor that's in the mentorship program too, and one of the craziest things they will always tell you is the reason why they can't attach their names to the breed is their agents tell them not to. Think about that. You know. You know, what's going on, Reno? And it's one of the craziest things ever when you think about it, man, is that you have professional people with millions of dollars at stake, you know what I mean? So you would think that they had a power that they don't have to give two shits about what people are saying and thinking. But their own agents and people in their circles are telling them, yo, bro, don't fuck with that. Stay away from that dog. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from this, stay away from that. Reno, I'm gonna give you a ring later on, because I know you said you don't have time, but shit, you might have to send them girls to me. If you ain't got the time, you know I'll whelp the litter for you. I'll park one of them bitches right in the living room. But yeah, don't let them go too long. You got to get something out of them. But if you need your homie to take care of the whole thing for you, you know I got you. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. I'll hold them down the whole months and whatever. All you had to do is come get your puppies or whatever. Come get the bitch when they ready. You know how we do. It ain't no problem. But them bitches too bad to leave them sitting, for sure. But this is, you know what I mean? We have to get back to a point that we identify. And I know a lot of y'all love the real American bully. We have to take that back next year, man. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna love the new t-shirts, because I got the shit that's made up like the political signs, you know what I mean? Real Bully 2024, and we gonna get it back, man. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I need to get at her tonight about that. But you know, we need to get this shit back. We need to really push to bring our breed back. No one else has the right to take the name. Like I told y'all back in the day, man, it was different. The way we operated with each other was different. The way that we really cared about the breed was different. The health issues, it was different, you know? And some of the things that y'all gonna see us trying to implement with the health testing and the temperament testing, I know it's gonna be a headache, but think about this, man. You would rather do these things that we're asking y'all to do. So when somebody comes and hits that door, Mr. or Mrs. Smith, you have one of these vicious dogs out here, and we're not even sure about the dog's health. Poop. Yep, health certificate. Poop. Certified trainer. Good Citizens Award. Stable dog. You know what I mean? Your dog come up. Yeah, sit him down. Check this out. Check that. You want to provide, you know, y'all know it's like just like going to court. You know what I mean? Even a judge will rule in your favor. Imagine them taking you to court and saying that you got a vicious dog, and you show up with paperwork from a trainer, and it says that your dog is certified to have great temperament and your dog ain't bit nobody. These are precautions that we're going to have to teach our community to take, and we're also going to have to start to try to build a network, not only with the trainers, but different veterinarians who are willing to work with us. I know as of right now, like in Ohio State University, they will definitely work with you. Louisiana State University definitely will work with you. A lot of local veterinarians all over, I know, and you know, in Texas, there's several very good veterinarians. If you go down, if you're in Florida, you know, you got Lakeland, you got Lake Alfred, pretty good clinics that will work with your dogs and different things like that. But we have to start a network of basically American bully veterinarians. This is all stuff that we have to start in order to start promoting our things. I know this sounds crazy to y'all, but we have to have a real campaign of good dogs. You know what I mean? We have to, it's probably going to go and be elevated as far as to even develop a website where we can post pictures and post informational stuff and start our own YouTube page and doing interviews and this and that and the other. This is truly an attempt to save the breed. Yes, I'm a breeder. Yes, I told y'all I got about 7 to 8 year run in this thing. I'm unfreezing a lot of semen. Like I told y'all, all of the old breeders that came together yesterday, I literally got information that I'm probably gonna end up with another 30 straws probably, and working this thing throughout the years to make sure that the real American bullies, the Pacos, the Remys, the Hallies, all of those type of dogs survive. You know what I'm saying? Surviving Dave. They made surviving R. Kelly. We got to do the surviving Dave. Man, hey, man, please, you know what I mean? He said, Steven Jackson, why you here? Man, I tell you what, bro. That's another one that I would never. Larry, I don't know. I missed your question, Larry. I don't know about John Wayne. I ain't seen him. I've been so stuck off into my kids and trying to make sure that I get this thing going. I miss out on a lot of dogs, so I don't want y'all to think that I'll be ignoring y'all. Man, some of these dogs I just don't know a lot about. I do look forward to being able to get my hands on them. I already told my folks that next year I plan on judging like every other weekend. I'll probably be gone all the time, when the weekend hits, and probably sometimes it'll just be, family trips, pack up the kids in the Sprinter van, and if it's within driving distance, we all get there. But I want to be a lot more hands-on this year coming up. I got a good crew of people. I got some guys who are going to be new judges, but we want to present something that's going to be good for this breed. It has to be a campaign. I'm going to keep on emphasizing this. Oh my God, Steven Jackson is hilarious to me, and like I told you, I don't even care anything about drama. It's just funny to me. Like I told y'all about that brother, man. It's hilarious to me. Like so much, you treat people a certain kind of way. You never, like this man can't never tell y'all I ever did anything to him. Period. And he started talking shit about me because somebody gave him a puppy. It reminds me that y'all remember what's his dude's name in 300. He wanted a uniform so bad that he just turned on all the rest of the Spartans. That was that dude. That's Steven Jackson. Like I always showed Steven love, even added the Hermes to our list and different things like that. And the funniest part is he tried to use he just started talking shit about me. He tried to use the fact talking about, if you did my people wrong. Let me be honest, the people that he said was his people wasn't even fucking with him for a while. They skipped out on him before I did. Now I guess they end up being back cool, but I was always cool with these people. We had a falling out. Me and Danny Baker had a falling out, but me and Danny talked about it, the reason behind it, and Danny's reason was very legitimate. He just said, T, you hurt my feelings because I believed in you and I believed that we was gonna be able. Smeagol, yeah, that's his name. Smeagol. I wanna, and what else? I want a uniform. I want a uniform. That's Steven Jackson. He wanted a uniform. They gave that motherfucker a damn dog that looked like a pelican. That was his uniform. This shit crazy, but I got love for it all, man. I just say this community is funny because it's full of so much hatred, and I ain't got it in me. You know what I mean? I ain't got it in me. I love these dogs. If you attack me, I'm gonna give you your business and I'm gonna put you out there, but I'm not gonna keep on letting people just fuck with me. You know what I mean? And as y'all see, it's just a slight diversion in the conversation, because I do owe y'all an apology, and I mean this, and I mean it's a real apology, is I felt like that I was going too far left and getting on them, and I meant what I said. Like, somebody got, at least one individual really got to get what he got coming to him. I'm not going to go back on that because you disrespect my kids. I expect all of you as parents to feel the same way. But, I got too in deep with that shit. You know what I mean? Hey, Zeus, you right. A lot of people was just around for they thing. And that's the way that God works sometimes. And man, you had that talk, but it's one of the reasons why I feel so revitalized and I see things happening and I see God working this morning. And I'm not trying to take y'all to church, but it was amazing. I got up at it was like 4:30, and I'm laying in the bed, and I got this horrible habit, man. I watch all of the murder shows. Like, I fall asleep on the murder shows, then I wake up and I go back, to the to where I started from, where I fell asleep at. So I woke up doing the murder shows, man. I'm just laying in the bed. Next thing I know, I just felt this great, incredible feeling, man. I'm talking about, it was such an amazing feeling. That's why I share it with y'all. Like, I'm just in the bed, man. And it was just like, you know what I mean? It was just an amazing feeling. I don't know if it's when people say you get the Holy Ghost or depending on what religion you're in or whatever the case may be, but I just felt like that God had put his hands on me, and I literally, in my head, all I could hear was, you know what I mean, everything gonna work out, And at that point in time, it was, wow, this was this morning. You know what I'm saying? I just, tears started rolling down my cheeks, and I just felt it wasn't a sadness. It was just like, I felt super energetic, man. I hopped out the bed, I started doing stuff, you know what I mean? I'm just bouncing around the house, and I felt like that several times, you know what I mean? That everything gonna be all right, you know what I mean? Hey, that's the California guy. That's what it was like. It was like the first time that Riri put it on me, man. It was just a beautiful, it was a beautiful experience though, but I've been feeling better because sometimes in adversity, you have to, like, you know what I mean? You come to a point of acknowledgement during adversity. And I think that's the best way to say it, because my grandma used to always tell me this thing, and it never made sense. And old people had their sayings, but she said, baby, it's gonna be points in your life where you always feel like you're losing. And you always feel like you're losing. And you always feel like you're losing. And she said, don't ever feel sorry for yourself. You know what I mean? And as a kid, even being younger, you be like, damn, now hold on, nigga, I ain't grandma shit. You talking about losing all the time, baby. And so, you know what I mean? One day I actually got the balls. That wasn't the ball. My grandma was sweet. But, sometimes you just take a message and you never say nothing, but it really wasn't your time to say nothing because you wasn't ready to really get the message. But one day, she said that, and that she would pick her times. And, of course, it'll probably be times where she could tell I was feeling a little bit down. And one day I asked her why. I said, why shouldn't I feel bad about losing over and over and over again? And she said, because it's not losing if you ain't lost. She said, that's called surviving. And she said, you should always be proud of being a survivor. And I'm telling you, like, years later, it was heavy when she said it, but it's heavier now. Because no matter what amount of adversity you go through, we all go through shit. We lose people, you know what I mean? You might lose your job. You might lose this, you might lose that. And you could feel sorry for yourself, and it ain't, and who could blame you if you've lost enough that you feel sorry for yourself? But the truth of the matter is, you still in the fight. And like she said, it is amazing from that perspective. You survived all this shit. Everybody on this thing has been through something in their life that would have broke somebody else. Think about that shit. Y'all don't gotta testify up in here, but I guarantee you, everybody on here then been through something, right? What's going on, Let Them Hate? You done been through something in your life, some situation where somebody else would have put a bullet through their brain. Somebody else would have been ready to go hit that pipe or put a needle in their arm. Or who knows, maybe you hit that pipe and put that needle in your arm and you was able to beat that motherfucker too. But we've all been through something that really we ain't proud of, we really ain't happy with, but you coming out on the other side. And that's where, for me, I feel like my life is at right now. These last few years have been challenging, to say the least, but the energy that I'm feeling, you know what I mean? I tell y'all bro, I've been paying for my Hall of Fame site for 4 years. I'm very capable of building my Hall of Fame site. Man. Hey, David, I've been there, brother. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you like this, David, because we talk dogs, but let's be real. We don't got to always talk dogs. when you lose a parent, especially when you're a man and you lose your mom, it will have you looking at the world differently. You know what I mean? But it's a song, man. And it's several songs. I could talk about the Garth Brooks, the dance. You know what I'm saying? Where or a pleasure to be sad. But they both got the same thing to them, is that hurt is the opposite side of joy. You know. And the only reason why we hurt so bad is because we had something that gave us so much joy that it's worth hurting. Having a mother to love you like that is like the ultimate joy, you know? So all of us who have had a mother, and fortunately for some of you, you still have your mother, keep on and, maximize that joy, love that joy to death. But when you lose, at the end of the day, it's a pleasure to be sad, homie. It's a pleasure. I can tell you, I don't, you always feel the pain, but damn, it was worth feeling it, wasn't it? And that's what made me smile when I think about my mom, because I would never take it back. And it's anything in our lives, whether it be grandma, some of us unfortunately lose, other people. But, in order for us to feel that pain, God blessed us in a way that was worth feeling it, dog. And as terrible as it is to say goodbye, it was a blessing to have all those hellos. And that's life, We all got to go through it. We all got to go through the ups and downs. Some of y'all going through some things right now. But you know what I mean? Keep on pushing. Keep on loving. Keep on living. Because one thing about it is that we ain't got time to get caught in a moment, Let love transfer. By me losing my mom in a terrible way, along with my aunt, at a young age, I love my kids that much more. I love the fuck out of my kids. Like I hype my kids on everything they do. You know what I mean? I just recently, just flew to Florida, flew back to out here, flew back to Florida. This is all in a 3-day span just to spend, a little over 2 days with my kids. And I have no regrets because, it teaches us some kind of appreciation, and we all have to get there, man. So like I will say that, before we talk dogs, and I thank you for sharing that, my brother. But if any of y'all going through anything, man, hold on to life, hold on to love, hold on to God, and hold on to the promise that it's a whole lot more light on the other side, for real, for real. We don't got time to be sitting here and wallowing in what used to be, because there's so much more to be. For every person that you lose, it's somebody else that you can transfer that love to and get the most out of that love, so you don't feel as bad when or if you lose them, you know what I mean? And that's some heavy things, but sometimes we just get lost in shit, man. And then you could be like Nori over here, smoke the devil's lettuce. And that's love too, you know what I'm saying? I don't smoke, but that's love too. I'm more of a wine guy. I sip my wine. That devil's lettuce to get you through it. My wine get me through it. My wine, when I get to feeling crazy, man, my thing is music, right? I love old music, so man, I get me a good glass. I like Moscatos, but I'm a red wine guy, and I get me a good 13.9, 14%, you know what I'm saying, wine, and man, I put on some old Marvin Gaye type shit, you know what I mean, because that sort of remind me of my old school folks. And look at the weed and wine. Oh man, Dave, that Jay-Z, and don't get me wrong now. I put on that. Look, Jay-Z, Pac, Biggie will take me anywhere I need to go in hip hop. I hit the road sometimes. I can go through Jay-Z, Pac, and Biggie's catalog, drive all the way to Florida, to Ohio, back to Texas. They'll take me the whole way. Sometimes, but I think I told you I used to be a DJ and I love music, so I listen to some stuff y'all would probably never listen to. Like I listen to classic music and all kind of jazz and different things like that. That Me Against the World, man. Whoo, man, whoo. It's just some hidden gems sometimes when you listen to them again that you missed out on. But music, you know what I mean? Music is that shit. Well, shit, don't get me going. Here come Boo Man with that gold blue stick. You stop it. I hope y'all get indicted. Now I'm just messing with you. Now my West Coast thing. Don't get me started, Nori. I do my West Coast thing. I'm still on my Nate Dogg thing. You know what I'm saying? I go into my Cube shit, but I be still on my Nate Dogg thing, man. Then sometimes I get into a little bit of the harder, West Coast vibe, but I even still sometimes mess around when Michelle A was on the scene. When I'm really feeling ratchet, I put on Easy E. Hey, Texas A&M got that money. I wouldn't be surprised who they steal. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell y'all like this right now. It ain't no no-fly zone. Since Cali got brought up, it ain't no no-fly zone for me and Cali. And I think next year Cali's gonna get a surprise. The Avengers gonna hit California, and California know how to party. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, some of these cities that we gonna really hit next year. When I say we, this shit is gonna be something incredible, man. What's going on, Jeb? We just talking, man. We just vibing. But Houston, Atlanta, and Los Angeles, major shows, major. When I say major, and the thing about these is these might not even be they either might be triple registry shows or they might not be no registry shows at all. These might just be, you know what I mean? If you love bullies, get your ass out here, because all of the originators outside of the lie are gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? We pulling them in. It's gonna be something major, man. But we rallying for the real American bully in 2024. We owe it to it. We owe it to Europe. We owe it to South Central America, Canada. You know what I'm saying? The islands. It's a lot of bullies things going down in Africa now, but all around the world, we owe it to people in the States to start rallying for the American bully and representing in the proper way. And it's gonna kick off this year. And y'all, I know y'all be like, oh, if it's on you, it ain't on me. That's the craziest part. I'm just a part of it. A lot of this stuff that's going down is by people who got mad resources and guys pulling together, experienced guys throwing shows. And it's gonna be a good time where you just see real American bully people coming together, everybody putting their differences aside, and we're gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna have a real good time, man. Man, I'll tell you what, I would love to get out to North Carolina. I would love to get out there. The thing about North Carolina is that we've never put on. I know with myself, I've never put on a decent show in North Carolina. Not that I've put on any show in North Carolina, but through the ABKC and all of that back in my days there, I would always stop through North Carolina, Charlotte. My God, Charlotte got some of the most beautiful women in the world. Good Lord, Charlotte. Good Lord. I got an aunt named Charlotte. And my grandma probably named her for the city because the city is jumping. I would love to get out there to Charlotte. Charlotte's beautiful. I would love to get to Chicago too. We had some great shows in Chicago, and I would love to get back up there and do my thing. I know I got connects up there with Bobo and Big Kev and a lot of folks that we can make some great events happen up there. But I think it's just time to celebrate. Yeah, Coach Prime gonna be locked in for a minute because that contract is huge. They can buy the contract out though. Texas A&M got all the money in the world. Oh, it ain't the same? Oh, don't tell me that. Well, you right. I ain't been through Charlotte. When I used to go to Charlotte all the time, that was like over a decade or so ago. So a lot could change. I used to go to Charlotte. I used to love it, man. I used to love it. I used to stop out there and I loved it. Beautiful women, good food. I ain't even had no woman or nothing out there. I just like being around the people. They was all friendly and shit. Great food. You couldn't tell me shit. Yeah, I love Charlotte. But it's work to be done, man. And sometimes what I look, if y'all on Facebook, start hitting the TBKC page up. Post some real dogs, man. Byron been carrying shit over there, putting up a ton of dogs. But we have to find a way to start promoting the American Bully in different ways. You know what I mean? The original shows and the way that things were set up, the reason why it worked so much is because it was a community effort. Yeah, well, he'll get a bunch of new recruits. If he if he go, he'll get a bunch of new recruits after this season. You know. But I tell you, you know what I'm saying, is that how the hell you been blocked for 6 years? You probably got blocked when whatchamacallit and them was on there. I'm about to go in there and find out where you blocked at and unblock your ass. But yeah, I'm gonna go in. I ain't never on that page. I honestly have never blocked anybody. So you probably got blocked when Belinda and them was on there, blocking up everybody. But yeah, but the best part about this whole thing, y'all, I only got like 10 minutes left, is that we really do have to focus on things like, and if you ask me, some of y'all been asking me what's my idea of an American Bully. My idea of an American Bully is the dogs that I give y'all examples of, just better versions. Like I say, if you see what Pokemon look like, y'all seen what Clydesdale look like. Those are great examples of what an American Bully should be. They are very, if you look at Clydesdale, he's wide as hell. You know what I mean? But the very defined face, a beautiful headpiece, very, very nice moving dogs, a true American Bully look. This is what we're going for, a master Shifu as a pocket. And there, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that it locks in the quote unquote edge look, but we want the breed to be identifiable that it's not a bulldog. We also want the breed to be identifiable that it's not a pit bull. It needs to be the pit bull on steroid in the middle look. You know what I mean? And hey, man, I'm gonna check out Danny and see what he got going on over there. We have to really, you know what I'm saying? We really. What's going on, Dave? I'm gonna hit you up today, man. Yeah, I gotta hit you up, brother. I seen your message this morning. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? We gotta, we really got to bring that edge look back. You know, I mean, it's there. Like I'm gonna tell y'all, and Nori, Nate, you know this. Remy line was popping. It's only been since the Remy Line Kennel Club basically went out of business. It's only been like 6-7 years. All of those dogs are still out there. Like if you put up one post on Facebook and you say, hey, everybody, show me your Remy dogs, there's plenty of dogs out there still with that look. Marco Suarez's look is all around. Marco, I know y'all wonder, like, what happened to all of Marco's dogs? He still breeds. He still sells dogs. You know what I mean? Oscar puts out a lot of dogs that have the edge look. You know what I mean? It's other breeders that are not as big name or well known. Shit, Nori got a nice ass breeding that if you look at the features, it's that same type of look. Very, very bully, but not bulldog. You know, this is something where a lot of people are doing the. Well, we know what Fabian did, but I'm just talking about the registry itself. You know, like the people who were showing in the registry and things, those type of dogs, they still exist. People had those dogs, John. You know that. And the thing of it is I'm telling y'all, I know a lot of people that jump in my inbox. I know a lot of people who still got those fire dogs. The only reason why they don't come out is because they feel like it's a waste of time to support the ABKC. I mean, the Remy Line Kennel Club all of those people had decided that they were never going to support the ABKC regardless. You know what I mean? It was like, go jump off a motherfucking bridge. I'm not supporting that shit. So at the end of the day, when it started boiling down, you know, to that, when the Remy Line Kennel Club disbanded, what happened is that the dogs didn't go away. People don't fuck with them no more. They don't have a board. It was just like they sort of disbanded, and they sort of, you know, they just out there lingering now. But a lot of those people still have dogs. A lot of those people still breed, you know. They still have good stuff. They just ain't messing with the bully community as much. Like all of the dogs that Marco has put out over the years with Suarez bulls and stuff like that, a lot of those dogs are around. You know, I mean, you know, the idiotic. This is what I'm saying, and this is something that, let's say, a member, and I'll give y'all a little insight to the kind of conversation I just had not too long ago. This particular member, without saying too much, is involved in some things. He's a part of a very large bike organization. You know what I mean? Yeah, he fractured his shoulder, man. Broke my heart this morning. He's involved with a very like some serious dudes. And he said, you know, I was like, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you ain't got no you ain't got no bullies. He's like, yeah, I still got my dogs. He said, I still got a few dogs down here. He said, I got 5 dogs. But he's like, I can't deal with them clowns. He's like, I'm not gonna put up with people disrespecting what we did, disrespecting our old dogs when you ain't even been around for 5 years. You know what I mean? He's like, you come in and you disrespect the legacy. And like a lot of these, y'all know how OGs is. OGs don't play about legacy. So that type of shit of trying to shit on Remy and calling him a Daisy Dukes and all that shit. Like, this is one of the greatest dogs in our breed. And you got motherfuckers who ain't never really did nothing trying to shit on the dog. You know what I mean? This is, I mean, even if you don't like Remy, you should never speak ill on him. You should never speak ill on Paco if you're an American bully person. That's like Gotti. Of course, I wouldn't want a dog that looks like Juan Gotti today. I love his chest and his shoulders, but at the end of the day, Juan Gotti should never hear a bad word spoken on him. You know what I mean? This shit started because of Juan Gotti. It started because of Cairo. It was carried on and elevated by Little Ro, Paco, Monster this one, you know, several monsters, you know, 21 Blackjack. These are legendary dogs that started this shit. At no point in time should you ever hear a clown refer to any of them dogs in any negative context. The fact of the matter is that those same dudes would be the ones who was crying when the ABKC was calling they dogs classics. You know what I mean? But people that do anything for clout nowadays, and y'all seen that. Just being real. Guys that do anything for clout right now, you know what I mean? But when shit get real, they don't want no smoke. You know what I mean? The same motherfuckers that talking all crazy and shit, somebody blow down on them, now they want peace. I ain't looking for no violence. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We real out here with this shit. And the more real we get, our thing ain't even about them no more. It's gonna be a celebration of us. Everybody who held it down, everybody that loved these dogs. It's up to myself. It's up to the OGs in this game to give real American bullies a platform. How dare you say that you want to erase Remy from the history books? Fucking clown. That's one of the best dogs to ever do it. How dare you, could you ever say that you would want to, you know what I'm saying, get rid of something as nice as a Little Ro or a Paco from the history books, a Nemesis from the history books, a Gotti from the history books? You want to erase their legacy and the type of dogs that they put down for what? What would be your purpose? All the work that Suarez Bulls put in, oh, let's erase that because it ain't hot now. If y'all remember 3 or 4 years ago, it was something else that was considered to be hot. In 2014, they said the Sweet and Low was the baddest motherfucker to ever walk the face of the earth. But now we only 9 years later and they ready to pick something else totally different. Now this one is. Once upon a time, Miyagi was banned and nobody would ever, he's a French bulldog. We know he's not legitimate. He should never be in anything. Now the dogs that y'all describing as the greatest champions ever, or what the breed is supposed to be, is got all kind of Miyagi in there, got all kind of exotics in there. Y'all need to start opening up y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I ain't looking at the screen. I done got flowing on this shit. But y'all need to start opening up y'all eyes to the manipulation of this shit. You know what I mean? The simple fact of what happened in this shit is that you had somebody got their ass in trouble, got bought out by somebody else, and now he literally, because he was in a situation, allowed for a motherfucker to buy out the breed that he didn't even make. It's just, yeah, it's time, man. I got to do my shit, man. I'm putting it on me. I've been fucking up, you know what I mean? But it's time, though. You know what I mean? It's time. Every part of what we talking about is time. It's time for shows. It's time to really say this breed. It's time to get all kind of messages out here. We got to do what we got to do. Yes, I look forward to seeing a dog like Remy in the ring. You know what I mean, Dave Wilson, you punk ass bitch. How dare you try to say that dog wasn't the truth? I'm just being real with y'all. It take a hell of a motherfucker. First of all, I don't nobody like the motherfucker, but it take a hell of a motherfucker. And I'm being real. Cause I ain't no different, dog. So I'm not about to take the high and mighty road. Y'all wouldn't know who the fuck I was if it wasn't for Halle and Denzel and all the dogs I produced. Wouldn't nobody want to hear what the fuck I had to say if I wasn't putting it down for all those years and I wasn't traveling and doing this dog thing. So what I look like shitting on Halle? What I look like shitting on Denzel? Oh, Denzel, that ain't what it is. We gonna take a bulldog mix now. Hey, Brickhouse Bulls, I can't wait to get to the ATL. You know it. The best American bully shows, and this ain't hating on nobody, but it was 3 cities, the cities I named. Atlanta, Houston, and LA. So far to date, always had the best American bully shows. That's why we're gonna do some things. But you know, but like to what y'all have seen happen is just to try to erase a whole entire breed. You know, and this is the thing. Even if we go back now, think about this, because Paco fit Bistro fit the standard of what Paco was. Bistro followed right after Denzel. Bistro's run ended. The Bus came along. The Bus was like another version of Bistro. Then you take in the Bear. The Bear came in there and the Bear cleaned up house. The Bear, you know what I'm saying, who has a lot of Denzel blood and you know and Edge blood in him. He has that Edge look about himself. Mufasa came in there as a reign. These dogs was just reigning terror in the last 5 years. How the fuck do the breed take a total left turn from these dogs who had a traditional Edge Gotti type of look all the way up until 5 years ago? So that's a 20-year span of these dogs having a run, the same look, the same basically look for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, what did they tell y'all? What did Bashar tell y'all? Yeah, in 2017 the ABKC changed everything and rewritten everything after my dogs. So basically what happened is one individual who was in financial trouble and wanted money decided to say, screw the whole history of the breed and everything everybody has put into it over the last 20 plus years. This dude is making a lot of money. He can help me out. I'm just gonna, because I'm almighty. I stole the breed from everybody. I got the paperwork. I'm the owner of the ABKC. I'll change everything totally. And then if y'all notice, and if anybody want to call me a liar, go look at his own fucking videos and look how his language changed after 2017. It's early videos of where this dude was literally sitting here and talking about, nah, bro, you don't even understand, Jab. Hangman is cleaning up because the judges, right? This happens every year. Y'all, I'm over time, but I'll clear it up, and I'm glad you said that, Jab. This happens every year, but people act like they don't know. Bistro, you act like, Jab, you was around? Bistro cleaned up every year. Did he win nationals? The all-time winningest dog of all time. Did he win nationals? The Bear, unstoppable. He got 1 nationals win, but we know for a fact he got robbed twice, at least. Mufasa, the all-time winningest grand champion of all. So if he's the grand champion, he's beating the greatest dogs in the registry. He destroyed them, broke records. Did he even come close to winning nationals? That's the agenda. See, what you have, and this is what happened on James Cooper's thing before I go. Jeb, I don't know if you've seen James Cooper's thing, but what you have is this. You have a crew of judges. They were arguing with James Cooper about the dogs, Mr. ABKC co-owner, second in command, where they like, nah, dog, you supposed to pick structure. You supposed to do this. So yes, when it's just out and about, right? When it's just out and about, you know what I mean? Yeah, they would call Mufasa a classic now. But when it's just out and about, Jeb, they will let they don't control who's winning those shows because an individual judge. But I'll keep in mind, I'm not gonna name off people. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to pull them into my shit. But look at all the ABKC judges who have left in the last few years, and you tell me why do you think they left? It's judges in the ABKC that was arguing with James Cooper on the live about his opinion about how the dog should be. So yeah, you'll have a dog like Hangman win, but watch when nationals come. I bet big money on it. He's not winning the nationals championship. You know why? Because if Hangman, a dog that they're calling damn near classic, if he wins the nationals, it debunks everything that Dave Wilson and all them been pushing, that it should be an extreme dog to win the championship. And that's all Dave been saying all year. If I'm lying, somebody correct me. But has he not all year been saying this is an extreme breed? Blue is the perfect example. It's supposed to be extreme. It's got to be extreme. It's got to be extreme. Oscar might win that shit. Yeah, sure they call Hangman a classic. I don't know if you were saying it or asking, but yeah, they called him a classic. And he's been killing it in the shows. They call him a classic dog. They've been saying that. You heard my interview with Bashar. You heard Bashar. This shit is written after extreme dogs. Look at your last few champions, and you tell me what you think they aiming for. At nationals, it will be an extreme dog. It will be. Mark my words. We've seen this year in and year out. Why do you think that the people were so pissed off with the Bear that they basically had to pull teeth? The only reason the Bear won that next year, the year that he won, is because people were so pissed off that he got robbed the first year, and they kept saying the ABKC was rigged. Well, Eshore, think about this. He ain't the first. He's not the first 100-pound dog that they saying is a classic. He's not the first. A lot of them, if they don't have that overdone shoulder spread, they call them classics. You explain to me how Mufasa doesn't win a Nationals championship. How does Mufasa not win a Nationals? It's almost impossible. How can I beat the best dogs all year long? I beat the grand champions, not just the champions. Destroy everybody all year long, 2 years in a row, don't win nationals. How does that happen? Shit is rigged, bro. The same way that now we ain't none of us silly on here. Y'all really believe that Khan woke up one morning and said, I'm gonna fly Rocco all the way to Europe. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fly Rocco all the way to Europe out of nowhere just so I can compete in their nationals. Y'all really believe that? Yeah, Khan flew him to Europe at the behest of the ABKC, and a dog with a high rear, a underbite, and a kink tail won the European Nationals. This is how this shit work, bro. Y'all stop me when y'all tell me I'm lying. A dog with a kink tail, a high rear, an underbite decided to leave the States just to go compete in a dog show. Spent all that money to go over there. If y'all think that Khan flew that dog over there not knowing that he was set up to win that championship, y'all playing with yourselves. Y'all playing with yourselves. I've shown dogs for years, and when I was in my heyday, I would have had I wouldn't even give a fuck about the title. I would have had no interest in flying any of my dogs all the way to Europe. Now, I would have went to the European Nationals, but flying a dog all the way to Europe just to compete in the show, and you telling me y'all don't think that it was promises being made? Come on, man. This shit been going on. The very first show was set up. I paid over $40,000 for that show. The very first show was set up. And I told y'all what that was about. Well, damn, man. We done ran over time. Life is good. People are beautiful. I thank y'all. I'll let y'all know. Y'all gonna see me posting a lot. I'm gonna check the emails, those who asked me about the puppies and all that stuff. As of right now, nobody has closed the deal on them. Some people, of course, not approved. Some people ain't sent no money on them. It is what it is. So I'll give y'all the updates on who's available and what's available and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. We will be back live if I'm not doing anything tomorrow. You know what I mean, with the rescue or whatever, I'll be live again. And much love, CC. And you know, we'll be live again, and we're gonna talk some more dogs and come up with a plan. You know what I mean? Man, East Shore, you trying to get Blue Shank. There's Shank. Me and Blue will be in the back of somebody's motherfucking paddy wagon. They try to erase us. You know what I'm saying? But as I always say, if you're gonna drink good. Don't be drinking none of that Cisco. Get you some Hennessy. Get you some Hennessy with a little bit of that hypnotic. Make you one of them Incredible Hawks. If you're gonna eat good. Stay away from Domino's Pizza. I don't even give a damn. Go get you some Papa John's. It ain't the greatest, but damn, it's better than that. If you're gonna smoke that devil's lettuce, as Nori say, please don't smoke that shit that your uncle is growing in your grandmama's backyard. Uncle ain't never been right, and that shit got too much sticks, too much seeds. And if you're gonna do that thing, they sent me to jail. Last time they called the police on me, man. If you're gonna do that thing, much love, Matthew. I appreciate you. That me and Rihanna be doing to make them beautiful, baby. Make sure you do it right, or he or she might leave your ass. But until next time, either tomorrow or Friday, we will be back and we'll talk more about the standard, more about the pocket. We got to do some show talk when I catch up with y'all. I sort of blabber on, but we got to do some show talk of what I'm looking for in these different standards. And then, y'all, it won't be no surprises, but we definitely need to talk about that. But until next time, God bless y'all. Much love. Peace.